Hello, everyone, and happy Friday the 13th. I'm day weather meteorologist Don Watzel with your afternoon video update. Widespread high winds are going to continue to plague the state tonight through Saturday night, and some of these winds will likely linger into Sunday as well. We'll get to that in a moment, but it's going to be a headache for those trying to travel along our interstates and secondary state highways overnight and through a good portion of the weekend. Moderate to heavy mountain snow will continue tonight through Sunday night. It's not going to be really uniform. It'll kind of come and go in different waves. A couple disturbances will bring periods of moderate to heavy snow with some breaks, scattered snow showers in between during the day Saturday and into Saturday evening. As we mentioned, major headaches for travelers, particularly for those in light and high-profile vehicles. But anyone doing some driving this weekend are really going to have to white-knuckle the steering wheel as we'll buck high winds, gusts well over 60, especially in our wind-prone areas during the weekend. Then, once we get through the weekend, we are looking at drier and warmer weather as we head into early next week, thanks to a stable ridge of high pressure. But that's then. This is now. Weather impacts through tonight include the strong wind gusts, and northeast Wyoming will finally get in on the action overnight tonight as we see some winds pick up to around 20 to 40 miles an hour sustained. Gusts will be about 50 to maybe 70 miles an hour. Now, this 70 mile an hour gust probably going to pertain more to the Cody foothills, while I-90 and the northeast Wyoming plains are in more of the 50 to 60 range. Nevertheless, going to be strong enough. Eastern and southeastern plains of Wyoming have been getting in on the strong wind so far this afternoon, and those that have escaped it so far will start to get impacted by 70 mile an hour wind gusts tonight. Some of the heavier hit areas, most notably south central Wyoming. Overnight southwest winds 35 to 45 miles an hour with gusts 55 to 75. Now, this 75 might be a little conservative. I would not be shocked if we see some areas along Elk Mountain and Arlington on Interstate 80 see wind gusts exceed 80 miles an hour during the overnight. And if we can get some light snow to develop and even some light snow squalls, despite the light snowfall, we're going to see widespread areas of blowing snow, poor visibility, and very treacherous travel along our roads and state highways. Elsewhere to the west, moderate to heavy mountain snow developing over the Cody foothills, the Wind River Range, and around Jackson. 5 to 9 inches of new snow possible for the mountain areas, while the surrounding valleys get 2 to 5. Some of this 2 to 5 inch range will also extend southward towards far southwest Wyoming near Evanston and Granger. Breezy winds will still cause some blowing snow issues, but it looks like the winds here in the west, at least through tonight, won't be quite as strong. Now as we get into Saturday, pretty much the same thing. Widespread wind gusts talking 50 to 60 miles an hour, perhaps up to 80 miles an hour, especially along I-80, Elk Mountain, Arlington, the Summit, and I-25 between Chugwater and Wheatland. Elsewhere, still going to see widespread 60 and 70 mile an hour winds, and that will include South Pass in the west. For the western plains, mountains, and valleys, we'll see a chance for some snow in the morning. Then they'll develop and become scattered showers as our first wave begins to lift eastward in the afternoon. However, we're still going to have strong gusty winds and areas of blowing snow. The snow should dissipate somewhat into the southwestern plains, but if you are traveling, be ready for some areas of blowing snow with wind gusts 35 to 45 miles an hour. Now, the good news is, as we head into Saturday night, a lot of these winds should begin to decrease in earnest, especially on the plains. However, as you can see in these hatched line areas, the wind-prone area near South Pass, also between Rawlins and Laramie, around Elk Mountain, Arlington, and the Summit, as well as Bordeaux, we'll see some strong wind gusts remain around 60 miles an hour into Sunday morning. So again, be ready for some reduced visibilities and some slick and icy roads despite lighter snowfall on the plains. Now Sunday, things start to cool down, but we're not quite out of the woods yet. That's because the high wind-prone areas will continue to see some lingering strong wind gusts that could get up to 50 and 60 miles an hour during the day. Elsewhere, the adjacent plains will see primarily 40 and 50 miles an hour. Now in the western mountains, a secondary wave is going to come in and bring another round of moderate to perhaps even occasionally heavy mountain snow through early Monday. Could see about 4 to 8 inches of new snow from Sunday morning into Monday morning over the highest mountain peaks, while the surrounding valleys and plains are in the more 1 to 3, perhaps 2 to 4 inch range. Elsewhere in the state, looking mainly dry. Temperature is going to be cool, but we will start to see a slow rebound with blustery winds. Again, after Sunday, high pressure aloft and at the surface should build in, and that should allow for about a 3 or 4 day stretch of dry and mild weather before things potentially turn more unsettled by the end of next week. Thanks for listening and watching. Stay safe and have a great weekend.